Oh, great. I can add a little button like that to my website, and they will all be ADA and WCAG accessibility compliant for a really small fee. That's great, isn't it? Well, it's not that easy. Hello, everybody, and welcome to my channel again. Today, I want to do a little bit of special video. First of all, it's going to be short. I know you're not used to that. And this will be a little bit like we can say a rant video, okay? Um, I'm just tired a little bit of things that I see sometimes on the internet, so I just want to warn you about a couple of things, and at the same time, ask you if this is something that you would like to learn more about. What I'm talking about is that message here that I just received a few minutes ago, talking about how to make your website ADA, which is for United States, ADA compliant. Everywhere in the world, we talk about WCAG, WCAG, G, sorry, mixed French and English. Um, so, I want to talk about this type of thing. Not necessarily this one particularly, but I've seen few lately, and I just want to talk about that. These type of plugins, or so this is not really a plugin, I think, but element that you can add to your site, often will add a little button similar to this one, where you can add different things to your website. And they claim, and that's what I really don't like about that, they claim that by adding this type of thing, your website will be compliant. Now, first of all, it's true that your site needs to be ADA or WCAG compliant. It's true that you could be sued if you don't follow the guidelines. Your site needs to be accessible for people with disabilities. And when we need accessible, we don't mean people can access your site. That means for people with disabilities that can access the content of your site. So people that are cannot see, or blind people, deaf people, people that cannot use a mouse, things like that. People that are colorblind sometimes, if there's not enough contrast. So there's a lot of disabilities out there, and your website needs to be compliant for those type of users to be able to still use your site. So not only one thing to be mobile compliant, but you also must be compliant for people with disabilities. And the people getting older and older, the population getting older, so we need to make sure that our site is compatible for them. But that being said, this type of tool give you a false security of being your website being compliant with those rules, ADA or WCAG, and it's not the case. Adding a bigger text or changing the contrast or things like that is not going to help at all. Yes, you can. Your website must be able for people to increase the text size and still work well, which is not the case, by the way, of this particular site. As you can see, if I make the text bigger, at some points we cannot even read it. So that website is not even compliant with the WCAG rules. But they claim it is just because of that little bar here. False. It's not the case. Okay? Putting the cursor bigger, if somebody that has some troubles with their vision wants to have a cursor bigger, they're going to go into their Windows or Mac settings and they're going to change that. They won't expect your website to do it for them, and then they go on a website that is not compliant and they cannot use it. Not at all. They have software to do that. Something from a screen reader. We're going to use a screen reader for people with disabilities that cannot see the screen. They will use a software called a screen reader. Do you really think that they wait for you to add a screen reader thing to your website? Not at all. They already have a software, a free or paid software like JAWS or NVDA, that is going to read the text out loud to them. So they don't need that at all. It's not to make it accessibility compliant. And there's way, way, way more than just that. So, just an example, this one is talking about this plugin here, or this tool here, it's not really a plugin, sorry, called ADA Leads. And I'm not saying that this tool is necessarily bad and you should run away from it. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying, it's not enough. What I liked about this one is that they can give you, where is it? Let me find it. I don't find it. Anyway, they can give you an audit, and that could be interesting. Of course, you can have it for free on the web when you search with different tools, but that tools might have the convenience of having everything on the one place. And the reports, from what I see in the video, because I didn't test it, seem to be a little bit more complete. They're a lot more complete, I should say, than what you have right here. So if you follow all the guidelines from the audit, probably your site will be more accessible. But you will have to put a lot of work into it. It's not true that just installing a plugin or a tool like this one, that your site will automatically be compliant. That is false scarcity, okay? Just to make you buy the plugin. By the way, really fun here, because they compare ADA Leads to ADA Comply. And ADA Comply, if you take the time to look at the site and listen to the video, you'll see that both tools are made from the exact same developer or business marketer, okay, Mario Brown, which I have nothing against him, but like I said, if it gives you the idea that only putting that tool on your website you'll be ADA compliant, that's false. That's not true. Who am I to talk to you about that? Well, I've been working with a training course here with training school, sorry, called Illiquo here in Canada, based in Ottawa. And I've been working with them for many, many years. As you can see, this is me. And I've been working with them for many years. And I've given, as you can see, we have a bunch of courses, and we have a bunch just on accessibility, probably more than 20, 30 courses on accessibility, many on WCAG itself, how to test forms, how to test PDF forms, how to test a website, how to make your website compliant. So I teach a lot of courses on accessibility to the Canadian government and to the Quebec government that are still based on WCAG as well. And ADA is based on WCAG, by the way, if you don't know about that. So I've given many classes on that. I know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about accessibility. So as you can see here, WCAG are rules that are free on the web, but not necessarily easy to understand and to put in practice. So there's a lot of things, as you can see, that you need to consider here, and these are just the point. So how to understand, you will see that you have a lot of things to read for each and every criterion. So my point is simply that it's not that easy. If you want to go with a plugin like that, okay, no problem with that, you can go with it. But don't think that just by putting a plugin or a software like that, you're going to be compliant. I was about a few weeks ago, I was about to create one video that shows you how to make your WordPress website WCAG compliant. And it was long. It was pretty long. So I decided not finally to put it, and maybe I'm going to do and just put a comment or like below this video and tell me you would be interested into that. I might create a series of video. I won't be able to put it into one video, but maybe create a series of video going through all of the different WCAG guidelines and show you how to actually do that on your website, especially on a WordPress website, but maybe I can expand that a little bit more. That would be long to do, pretty long to listen to. That would be kind of an entire course. So tell me if it's something that you would really like to see that would be helpful for you, because like I said, you need to be compliant. And yeah, I would be willing to do that for free, but of course it takes a lot of work. This time of the year I'm pretty busy. So I will only do that if there's a lot of people interested into something like that. But it might take a while to develop the entire course. But anyway, just to say that if you want to buy something like that, again, nothing against it, but you will need more, way more than that. So you can take a course with us, helloco.ca, or come now, change their website, helicotraining.com. But of course, by the way, just to understand, that's a one-day class for $35 Canadian. And we have a couple of other classes. We have a bunch of classes. Whoops, sorry. Accessibility reset. So technique for web content, the 2-day class here for applications and form, web pages and so on, how to test them. So there's a lot of things like that. I won't go through all of those, but just maybe the first one, understanding the WCAG guideline. So tell me if that's something that you would like, and I hope you will have a good day. And by the way, when I record this, we're pretty near Christmas, Christmas 2020. So special year this year. So I want to wish you really great holidays and Merry Christmas and a wonderful 2021 year with all those things behind us. And I hope that we've learned lessons from this 2020 year and that it will not make people go apart from each other, but unite people together. So thank you. Have a good day. Bye.